Hi, everybody. I'm Heather Leach, and I started in workforce development almost 30 years ago by going into my local job service office and applying for unemployment. And after going back for a reemployment interview, they said, "We have a job here." And so that's how I started. And so, like many people, I just needed a job, but then I realized what workforce development does and how it really impacts and changes lives. And so I stayed with the state of Idaho, which is where I currently live, for about 15 years before I went to more national programs, operations. One with Manpower. I also went to another workforce development organization nationally, and then I started with KRA, and I just believe this is where I should be. I have this sense of home here. I'm the vice president of operations, and my ideas, the platform that this organization is giving me to really implement some ideas that I've had and to truly make an impact, not just on the people we serve, but on the team that I'm on and on the organization that has accepted me into their family. So that's how I have gotten into workforce development. So my leadership philosophy, I think you've all heard of the term servant leadership. I was in a room several years ago, and a gentleman was at the front, and he asked the audience, "What is servant leadership?" And a lot of people gave different descriptions and definitions off their phone and off of Google. And I raised my hand and I said, "Servant leadership means to me that it's not about me." And that's really how I lead. It's not about me. I am a member of the team, whether I'm a member of myself and a project director, whether I'm a member of our executive team, whether I'm a member of our local project. I'm just a member. I'm there to support you. I want to empower you. I want you to be the best leader that you can be. I'll absolutely give you, steer you in the right direction. But as a leader, I'm one that would more than likely say, "What do you think? What would you do? What will you want to do? And what ramifications will we have if we do this?" I might even say, "Well, if it were me, I would do this. How does that resonate with you?" So for me, being an empowering leader and building up the team is number one in my philosophy. And the reality is we all need to be constantly looking for our replacement, because we know each one of us are replaceable. But how can we best leave what we started in a better place than when we got there? So that's how I believe, that's how I lead. So I'm really excited about this new opportunity. As vice president, I'm not quite sure I feel that title quite yet, because I really like to roll my sleeves up and work. I really like to dig deep into the projects. I like to be in the weeds, but then I like to get out and look at operations from a strategic alignment for the future of the project, for the future of the company. So what I'm getting from KRA in the 6 weeks I've been here is a platform that my input is welcome. It's encouraged. I'm seeing our projects really excited about the years of service that I have. I've been there, done that, and I literally have. I did start as a case manager. I did special projects for youth. I did help people get off of public assistance into self-sufficiency. So I think all of that is what I'm adding to the KRA family. I know what I have done in the past and what works and doesn't work, and I have the platform to speak that and hopefully to help in our growth strategy and in our current projects. I think operational excellence. So I know a lot of people try to have standardized practices and just take that standard practice and take it all over different states, different projects, different funding streams. And I think the reality is operational excellence is very local. Idaho has a very different, not only do they have a different culture, a different socioeconomic makeup, but to Texas and to California. So operational excellence is to have a model that you incorporate into the community that you serve. So what that looks like to me is talking to our funding partners, talking to the community, talking to the people we've just hired, talking to our participants and saying, what does this look like in your community? Because I'll guarantee you what works in the state of Washington does not work in New Mexico and vice versa. What works in an urban setting does not work in a rural setting. So operational excellence is knowing how to implement a project, but also knowing when it's not working and knowing when you need to pivot and doing that quickly and asking questions. I think if we're not having monthly meetings with our funding partners, we're not having weekly meetings with leadership at that project, there's no way we're going to be able to implement operational excellence.